Okay, guys, welcome into the EHWrestling Podcast number 5. So, I'm with my special guest, Brennan Place.
What's up?
And, so my co-host, Insidious Gaming, couldn't make it today because of, he dislocated his shoulder playing rugby. So, go follow him on Twitter at Insidious Gaming and YouTube at Insidious Gaming, I think. And so,
Yeah,
me and
so you
Brennan
get
are
me
here.
today instead. You
Yeah.
get me today instead. You're kidding.
Yeah, go follow Brennan on Twitter and YouTube. You promote that.
Yeah, get on there. Brennan Plays. That's the place to go.
Okay. Okay, we're starting out with Raw. Yay.
Oh, goody! Yay!
Oh man, this was just great. So,
Can I just say, this Raw was fucking horrible.
yeah.
Honestly. I know you always say WWE's terrible, but I'm getting on the train, man. This is shit. Raw is... The last couple of weeks has almost been unwatchable. I don't know. Like, I normally praise WWE, but it's just... I'm losing faith. I'm struggling to watch it.
Feel bad for me. I take notes on every single match and every single segment. Okay.
Oh man, I don't even pay attention to half the show.
There goes Twitter. Sweet. Okay. So,
Jeez, at least someone loves you.
I missed the first 5 minutes of Raw, but what I saw was Cena chasing the ring, Rollins running into the crowd, and then Ambrose throws Rollins out of the crowd. Or no, Cena pulls him out of the crowd. And then Ambrose and Cena fight, and security breaks it up. Who cares?
You know, I'm glad that you took notes, because I don't remember anything that happened on Raw besides The Rock coming back. Was that last week The Rock came back? Yeah. Yeah, it was.
It was?
That's all I remember.
That was this week. That was this week.
Oh,
was it?
No, it's Monday now. Raw's tomorrow for me. Jeez. It was last week.
Oh, man.
It was that Raw. Yeah, it was that Raw. That's all I remember on the show this week.
Yeah.
I'll say this week for the sake of whatever, but yeah, I don't care. I mean, it seems to me that they're gonna have Ambrose lose to fucking Cena, and Cena's gonna be fucking Rollins too.
Ooh.
Cena's gonna go over both of them because he needs to get his win back because he needs to get the push.
And I'm gonna be pissed.
Cena's not getting pushed enough at the moment. It's time to push him back into the main event.
That's where he's been for 10 years.
Well, it's Cena, like, you know, he needs to get his win. You know, he's losing credibility, like, really bad because he lost to Lesnar. I mean, he had to come back and bitch Lesnar out, and now he has to bitch the rest of the roster out.
Yeah, fuck him.
So what he's done with fucking Ambrose and Rollins, expect to see John Cena and Rusev come ahead, and they'll have a bit of a match, and that winning streak that Rusev's, yeah, that's done. Goodbye.
Yeah, I also see Cena and Reigns. Even though I don't like Reigns, he's still different than Cena, and I see...
that won't happen for years. That's like, I see Cena and Reigns as like a WrestleMania match.
When Cena's
similar to like Rock, every couple of years, Cena and Reigns. I can see them going.
That's gonna be a really shitty match every single time. Then the Authority.
Well, what do you want instead? The fucking Bunny versus John Cena, because that's what you're gonna get.
Man.
Fucking the crocodile, the alligator, whatever the fuck it is, versus the bunny every week.
Man,
Jesus fucking.
I know. Fuck WWE.
Can somebody fucking fire Hornswoggle? How the fuck does that little prick still have a job? Apparently he's the biggest asshole backstage too. How does he still have a job? I mean, they just dress him up in stupid outfits and just make fun of him, but it's not funny. It's just making fun of me. It's like ruining my enjoyment. Like, I'm in a happy place. I wake up, I put Raw on thinking, oh yeah, this week could be better, and then I'm just thinking, why did I start watching this show every week? It's like, This is awful. Honestly, Monday Night Raw is just a waste of my fucking time. I could be sleeping, or I don't know, I could do anything other than watch Raw and probably accomplish more. I don't know. Raw is... I don't know, I'm frustrated with it. Anyways, get into the rest of the shit. Let's cover the rest of the show.
Okay, hold on.
There's going to be so many highlights, so much to talk about. So much happened on this Raw.
I know.
We're going to go forever.
So, the Authority come out and on the stage, and they book Kane and Orton and Rollins versus Cena and Ambrose.
Oh, God.
Wow. Not like we haven't seen Cena, Orton, Cena, Kane in the main event millions of times. Not like we've seen Cena in the main event even more than we've seen them in the main event. Fuck. That's all Cena's been in is fucking main event. But, but then we have a Big Show apologizing for, or it shows a video package of Big Show apologizing for tearing down the flag, and yeah, cool. So Big Show versus Rusev is canceled. Yay, good. Going to be a shitty match anyways. But we have Cesaro and the Rhodes Brothers versus Ziggler and the Usos. So some of the moves were, or some of the spots was one of the Usos gets sent into the steps before the match. Ziggler gets sent into the steps by Cesaro later in the match. One of the Usos botched a roll-up. Ziggler does a tilt-a-whirl on Cesaro, and Ziggler gets the sleeper hold from it. Ziggler hits a famouser. One of the Usos does an over-the-top rope dive on the Rhodes Brothers. Cesaro hits the uppercut on Ziggler for the 2 count. Cody gets the reverse DDT for a 2 count on Ziggler. And then there was a triple super kick, which was actually really cool. And then there was a splash on Cody Rhodes for the win. Unfortunately, that was match of the night.
Boring.
Man.
I don't know. I think I paid, honestly, like 20 minutes of attention to this show. Ugh. Like, that was a good match, but honestly, I didn't really pay much attention to it because I just didn't care. I just don't care.
Yeah, neither do I. It's shitty. Oh, man. But next, we have a John Cena Saves the Planet video package. And yeah.
Really?
He saves the planet.
Oh, I'm probably gonna rant on this later, but this whole fucking breast cancer thing.
Yeah.
And how,
never give up.
God, we'll get into that later, but oh man, I'm just so over it. It's only been happening for a week, this fucking Save the Titty month, and I'm just sick of it already.
Yeah. Fucking, oh man, I used to be just mad when I see Cena, now I think it's kind of funny, he's just so, oh my god, I hate that stupid motherfucker.
I think I've just become immune to it. I just like I don't know.
I love seeing Cena on my TV. It's pure entertainment. Just saying.
Yeah, you're in for a good time when you see John Cena on your screen.
And when I was watching Night of Champions with Cena versus Lesnar, I was fucking yelling at the TV the whole match. It's fucking bullshit. But, yeah. Cena saves the planet. So next we have Kathy Lee and Hoda with Adam Rose come out to the ring.
Oh my fucking god. This could go down as probably maybe one of the worst segments in Raw history. This was absolutely fucking garbage. Now, what fucking purpose is these two fucking women that I don't even fucking know who they are? Who are these fucking idiots?
They were on the Davey Show, I think.
I don't know what that is. I don't have that crap. I don't know who these women are. Nor do I give a shit who they are. Why do I care that they're on fucking Raw? And what do they promote? Did they promote the Save the Titty month again? I think they did.
I don't know. I didn't even pay attention to what they said.
What were they doing there? I don't know. And then Adam Rose, oh, that's just way to kill the party. You have a guy whose gimmick is the party, but Jesus Christ, I feel like walking out every time he's on TV. He's the death of the party. He's not the life of the party. He's the death of the fucking party. He's horrible. And then, oh, the bunny. Jeez, somebody shoot that bunny.
Oh,
I feel sorry for, I think it's probably Gabriel who's playing the bunny. Like,
dude.
Just imagine, like, Gabriel goes to the bar, trying to pick up a chick. Oh, you're a wrestler? What's your name? Oh, yeah, I'm the bunny. I play a bunny on TV. Yeah, how cool is that? Not, Jesus Christ. Somebody fire Adam Rose, fire the bunny, and I don't know, just get. I hate fucking guest Raw people. Like I hate people who fucking have no purpose in being in a wrestling ring, being in one. It's just a waste of my time. And I don't even like if you come in and you got a purpose, like what were Kathy and fucking Hoda even promoting? Like they didn't even have a movie or something to promote.
They didn't have anything. They just went out there and rambled. That's all they did, and then they smashed bottles on each other's asses and left. That's about it.
Oh my god.
And they got booed. It was funny.
Oh yeah, the crowd shitted on it, didn't it? I remember. They really shat on it.
The crowd did an awesome chant later, which we'll talk about. So
I think they did "This Is Stupid" or something. Oh, that might have been with the fucking. Well, this Raw had two of the worst segments of all time in one show. That just goes to show how great this Raw was.
But it also had a really good one in The Rock, but...
not even The Rock saved this show.
Yeah, I know. It was still good to see him, but... Next, we had the Wyatt family video package, which features mainly Luke Harper again. So, Bray Wyatt gets buried, and then Luke Harper leads
I think they did one later for Eric Rowan, didn't they?
Yeah. Luke Harper leads the Wyatt family now, apparently. I see that.
They're splitting up the Wyatts. They're splitting up the Wyatts, and they're both going singles. And I think Bray Wyatt will probably start to manage the Ascension when they come up. That's the rumor. That the
I don't want Bray Wyatt as a manager. I want him as a wrestler.
No, well, I think the thing is with Bray Wyatt, when he's not wrestling, he's successful. But as soon as he steps in the ring, it just goes to shit. The crowd don't care anymore. Like, he's got the cool entrance, cuts the good promo, but when he steps in the ring, he just loses it. I mean, it's not that he's bad in the ring. I quite enjoy his matches. I thought the match with him and Cena at WrestleMania was fucking awesome.
Fuck that shit. Get that shit.
Oh, I thought it was... Fuck off. That was a great match.
Fuck that.
That was fucking... That was
the beginning of the end for Wyatt. That was the beginning of the end for Wyatt. That's all I know that match has.
Well, everyone knows as soon as you step into a program with Cena, that's the end of it.
Yeah, and
Damien Sandow, he's done.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt is fucking funny. I like Sandow's gimmick now.
You ran for a second. I have to let my cat out because she's being stupid. So I'll be right back.
Well, I was gonna say I just like the Sandow fucking gimmick at the moment. It's just funny, but yeah, Cena's just oh man, Cena's just a cancer to some wrestlers. Any young wrestler that's trying to like get himself over, or Cena just has to reach the spotlight from them. I like Cena, but it's just frustrating sometimes. But
my cat's fucking stupid.
I like all fucking cats.
Yeah, fuck you, cat. Go away. Don't even come near me right now. God. Okay, so...
Yeah, fuck you, cat. Fuck you. I'm in that fuck you kind of mood. Fuck everything. Fuck the world.
Yeah. So next we have a Mark Henry attacking Bo Dallas video package. Mark Henry versus Bo Dallas. Henry smashes Bo Dallas' head off the announce table. Then back first into the ring post. Then Henry starts to take the cover off the table. Goes for the World's Strongest Slam, but Bo Dallas gets out and into the ring for the count-out victory. Yay, another 2-minute match. Fuck.
Oh, what have they done to Bo Dallas? I don't like the guy, but jeez, he's done. Like, he went from, undefeated, getting heavily pushed, and now he's just nothing. Just absolutely nothing. And that just sums up my whole argument, my whole problem with the WWE right now. They just don't know what the fuck to do with the talent they have. They continuously just fuck up what they have. They start pushing someone, and then after 2 months, they just get bored of them, and then they just start demoting them for whatever reason. They just don't give their talent enough time to get over. And I thought Bo Dallas was actually starting to get over. Like, I don't know why he was starting to get over. And then they fucking had him lose to R-Truth, who's a fucking jobber. Like, what is R-Truth? Like, he didn't even enter a feud with R-Truth. They just had him lose for no reason.
Yep, that's what they do.
What the fuck were they thinking? And now look at him. He's done. I don't know. Like, he can come back, sure, but, I like how he's doing it. Like, going up to Henry and Swagger, but then Swagger ends up beating Bo Dallas, and probably Henry's going to end up beating Bo Dallas anyway. So, what the fuck is the point?
Bo Dallas is your perfect jobber, basically, because he's funny, so he has a role for jobbing.
Well, he shouldn't be a jobber, though. He should be challenging with the mid-card titles. He should be... I can see him as a good Intercontinental Champion, as the cocky heel. You know, he's trying to fucking, you know, lead it and teach everyone the right way to go, but he's doing it in such a dickish way. Like, that's a good gimmick. And it was working, but for some reason they just felt as though it was time to push him back down the card. I don't know. Like, well, and, you know, WWE does this with everyone. I just don't get it. Like, it seems like every 2 weeks they're pushing Cesaro. And now Bray Wyatt's getting de-pushed. He's done. He hasn't been on TV for months. He's done. And Dolph Ziggler, well, we all know the story of Ziggler. Stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. Jack Swagger, stop, start, stop, start. You don't... How can we
Swagger
invest?
Not as much as Ziggler.
Well, Swagger was nothing for about a year. And then he got pushed into the world title picture, and then he became nothing again. And now and then he became a tag team guy with Cesaro, who should have won the belts, but they never did. And they amounted to nothing.
Ziggler too. He was in a tag team with Ziggler too.
Then he started. Then he went singles again, and you know had the feud with Cesaro. I think did they? I don't even think they feuded. I can't fucking remember. Then they started pushing him again for Rusev. Pushed him for Rusev. That's great. And now look at him. What are they doing with him? Nothing. They just could. He was getting over. I know probably the only reason why he was getting over is because he was versing Rusev. And I had a feeling as soon as he finished his program with Rusev, he was done.
I knew as soon as he did, he was done.
Yeah, that's exactly right, because they had nothing else. The only reason why he was getting over is because he was the American guy taking on the Russian guy. It didn't really help Swagger out at all. Gave him a good 2 months where he was over. But other than that, you know, what was the follow-up? Nothing. And I had him lose, so he was going to be done from there on anyways. So they just continuously start pushing someone, and then they just stop, you know, they just drop them out, or they just make them lose, and they're done from there on. I don't get it. I mean, my point is, how do we expect anyone to get over? How can we invest our time into someone if we know in 2 months' time they're going to be doing nothing? Like, why should we cheer for Ziggler when probably when he loses the Intercontinental title to Wade Barrett when he comes back, he'll be doing nothing? How can we invest in Cesaro when, you know, 1 minute he's with Paul Heyman and looks as though he's going to be the next guy who's going to push this year into the world title picture, and now the next minute he's losing to fucking Heath Slater? How can we get into these characters? We just can't. It's just WWE's booking. WWE's booking is fucking horrendous, and whoever is booking should be fired. Honestly, it's been just dreadful. Honestly.
Yeah, fuck. Just get this shit off my TV. I book better shit in EWR with limited options than what they put on fucking TV.
Well, I don't know, but the start of the year was good. Like,
yeah,
before, and then
WrestleMania season.
I think probably after Payback, the show just went to shit. Like, SummerSlam was a great show, but what's happened then? Like, I mean, the booking is just so weird. I just don't get what they're doing. Like, it looked after WrestleMania, like this show, like Raw and WWE is heading in such a great direction. Like, it was going to be a great year.
With Daniel Bryan as champion and all, you know.
Well, this could be one of the worst years in wrestling, period, because TNA hasn't been. TNA had a good 3-month run, but other than that, look what they're doing now.
It's still in it.
Look at Bound for Glory.
Hold on. Just that one pay-per-view wasn't good for TNA because it didn't have any storylines, but every single week TNA has been good for their main Impact Wrestling show. Has been good.
But you know, we all know the writings
for some weeks.
We all know the writings on the wall for TNA. Unless they get a TV deal, they are done and lose. Jeff Hardy will be in the WWE next year. Kurt Angle will be in the WWE at the Royal Rumble. Bully Ray, Devon, they will go to Japan or maybe get WWE deals. I doubt it. But they're going to lose all their top guys, and even if they do stay alive, you know, it's only going to be for so long. The writing's on the wall, so there's really no point in investing your time into TNA. So, what's your alternative? Ring of Honor?
Yep, I love Ring of Honor.
Maybe.
Better than TNA.
New Japan? Well, I can't personally watch New Japan because there's no fucking English commentary.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
You can't understand the storylines. You probably can't even pronounce the wrestlers' names. So, like, personally, I just can't be bothered with that. So there's nothing you can really watch, and it shouldn't be like that. I mean, WWE has all the talent in the world to make a good show. You have Dean Ambrose, you have Daniel Bryan, you have Seth Rollins, you got Cesaro, you got all these great talents to do something special with, but you just can't get it done, and it just baffles me.
Oh, Christian is also coming back to in-ring action. Hopefully he does good, but...
Who said that?
I saw it on some website, I don't remember the name of it.
I've heard that they don't want Christian to wrestle anymore, and they're going to fucking make him probably a road or a trainer.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. But, oh man, what was I going to say? They fucked up Lesnar's title reign. Big time. With the whole Night of Champions thing. They fucked it all up. And now him not showing up to the show, it's fucked.
I think you can get away with him not being in Hell in a Cell, and he doesn't really need to be there. The storyline's good enough for him not to be there. But if he doesn't appear at Survivor Series, then that's fucked. That's fucked.
And if he doesn't appear at Survivor Series, there's no way he's appearing at TLC because it's not. Survivor Series is like should be a big pay-per-view. It usust to be, and TLC's kind of just a filler pay-per-view.
That's another problem. I don't know what they've done with Survivor Series. It used to be one of the big four. I wouldn't even consider it a big pay-per-view anymore.
I consider it just your normal pay-per-view. Probably shitty. Always shitty. Shitty since 2013. Yeah, it was shitty last year. 2012 was okay, but overall shitty.
No, 2012 was dreadful.
It
hasn't been good. It hasn't been good since the brand split. It hasn't been good probably since like 2008, 2007, if that. I can't even remember. Like honestly, it hasn't been good in a long time. And it shouldn't be like that
just because looking back at it, I liked the Shield a lot, and I like what they've done with the Shield. So that's the main reason I like 2012.
And Cena didn't win.
And CM Punk's big title reign. That's the main reason I like it. Was just the main event. So yeah.
Yeah, but like the 5-on-5 match was so fucking retarded. Then you had Mick Foley versus CM Punk, and it ended up being Mick Foley versus Dolph Ziggler. Like what the fuck? Like that just made no sense. Like the 5-on-5 is meant to be the main draw of the show, and they haven't booked that match properly in maybe years. I don't know, years and years and years. And that's my favorite part of Survivor Series, but they just continuously don't book it right. Like I would have done the Authority versus maybe Dean Ambrose. That's what I'd be doing now, or have Cena team up with fucking Ambrose. You know, I would have done Reigns versus Triple H, but that's not going to happen. But you know, they have a great chance to make Survivor Series good this year, but I have a feeling, you know, it's going to be shit again. So
I have a feeling that for this year's Survivor Series things, they want to make it meaningful. They do, like, Dean Ambrose versus Triple H. Or so the teams would be Dean Ambrose, probably Dolph Ziggler, because they always throw him in there. Who's some good freaking people to throw on this Raw thing? Let's see. I don't know. I don't know who they could do for the faces, but I know for the heels, they do Triple H, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, probably Kane, and Cesaro. That's who I'd see for the heels. I don't know for the faces, though. Or for the Authority, if they did that match meaningful, or made it meaningful. So,
yeah, I don't know.
It's just not going to be
It's just nothing.
I know.
It's dead in the water before it even starts.
Yeah, it's fucked.
And they wonder why their network's going to this shit.
Their network's not going to succeed.
Don't even get me started on that fucking network.
It's so shitty.
Don't get me started, please.
So let's move on, because we've wasted half an hour barely getting through a third of Raw. So.
Look, let's just fucking skip it. The Rock comes back. Yippee. We all think it's fucking great. He's back for one night only, people. He's not back to feud with Rusev. I've been getting messages all week. Oh, is The Rock going to feud with Rusev? No, he's not going to feud with Rusev. He's back for one night, right time, right place. He decided to come in for an appearance. It was fantastic. Huge surprise. It got spoiled for me, but still, it was great to see him back. I loved it. It was awesome. But, you know, it's a one-night-only deal, and the sad thing is, a guy who hasn't, you know, his one and only appearance was the only good thing on Raw. Like, you know, a guy who won't even be there next week, you know, was the only good thing on Raw. It was the only talking point of Raw. Like, their main story should be the talking point, but it's not, and that's the problem.
Yeah, so after Henry Bo Dallas 15 years SmackDown video package, I was excited for SmackDown. It was shitty for the most part.
I didn't fucking bother with it.
It was okay. Some of the wrestling was good, but the only really good segment was The Rock and Triple H backstage. That's about it.
That's the only thing I watched of it, and that was awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
That was great. But once again, you know, one segment doesn't make a good show.
And I even skipped fucking Bellator to watch SmackDown because I was hoping it'd be fucking good, and I could have been watching fucking Bellator. I like MMA. Fucking literal shit is what happened on SmackDown and Raw.
I think I was asleep when SmackDown was on.
Next, we have a Dean Ambrose promo. He says he's tired of Cena. He tells Cena to come out. John Cena comes out to booze. He tries to kiss Brooklyn's ass, but gets booed. Ambrose says they don't give a crap about each other. Ambrose says he isn't afraid to drop Cena. Wow, that was a botch. Cena says he'll drop Ambrose on his ass. Oh God, he said ass. Ambrose tells Cena good luck in his match, and Ambrose says he's leaving. Video package of Ambrose getting on a train. Like, seriously? Oh, man. But next we have Triple H confront Cena backstage. He jokes about Ambrose leaving, and he says Rollins is going to start the 3 versus 1 handicap match. Wow. Fuck. That was shitty. Dean Ambrose is good. Cena isn't. Triple H is funny. Fuck.
Same shit.
Yeah, so let's about to move on to the next segment. So
yeah, let's do it.
Brie Bella versus Summer Rae, and Brie Bella has to have one arm time behind her back. Who gives a living shit? This was pure bullshit. Fucking this deserves a stupid chance, but it got better than Eva chance. Better than Eva.
Dude, I didn't hear that.
I heard it.
I think I must have been doing anything I possibly could rather than watching that match.
And then Brie Bella, I think, wins with a punch. I think she literally punches Summer Rae in the face and gets the 3 count. No joke. A fucking punch? Is she now Big Show?
That just sums up the fucking Divas. That just sums up the Divas division right there.
Yeah.
Well, then you know, Brie Bella was a former MMA fighter and her punches are fucking deadly. She chose to, she turned down an offer from the UFC to join the WWE.
My ass.
She was actually tipped to knock Ronda Rousey out in 10 seconds.
That'd be a funny fight. She'd probably just cower in the corner and then get her teeth knocked down her throat, and I'd laugh. But because fuck, ruining the Divas division. Miz and Sandow say sorry to Kane and the Authority. Sandow is basically hilarious, walking back and taking the, I think it was muffins or flowers, I'm not sure. And then Kane books Miz versus Sheamus. And then
how many times have we fucking seen that match?
Yeah. Jack Swagger versus Tyson Kidd. Tyson Kidd uses Natty as like a blocker type thing from Swagger and then hits a sweet kick, and Swagger wins with the ankle lock. Wow. That was some cutting edge shit right there.
I thought Tyson won this week.
Nope.
Shows you how much I care.
So next we have Edge and Christian. They advertised the WWE Network. Fuck $9.99. Fuck it.
Fuck, man. Learn how to speak.
Yeah, man. I don't need this from you. I'm tired. I've been up since 10, and it's like 11:20, and I was up till like 5 last night
Poor thing.
watching ROH, trying to catch up. Because I don't have my computer throughout the week, or I'd have more
I wouldn't
podcasts
even
out.
last the first 10 minutes. I would have fell asleep right then just watching ROH.
Oh, well, you like storylines. I like wrestling. More wrestling than storylines. You know.
I like matches that mean something, that have a purpose.
If you
I just don't like fucking wrestling just for the sake of it, which is fucking TNA's Bound for Glory today.
Yep, that's what that was.
Let's just have a match for no fucking reason. Why?
But ROH, if you follow it, it makes sense. Like why they're facing each other. It's basically all just to build up to who gets a title shot. That's basically all it is. It's building up to a title.
I dig that. That's cool.
Like every match, basically you win, you basically advance.
I kind of want to fucking get into Ring of Honor, but my interest for wrestling is like dying down at the moment, so I just can't really be bothered trying to get into another promotion.
Yeah,
considering it's ROH has had so many problems over the years, and it's just can you really be? Is it really worth getting into it? I don't know. Maybe. But
it is, in my opinion. It's just because it's only an hour, which I like. It's short.
That's another reason why Raw is so shitty. It's 3 hours long.
Yeah, fuck.
Half the time it goes just for an extra half hour as well, so it's often like 3.5 hours long.
Of pure bullshit. 30 minutes of wrestling in 3.5 hours. The rest is $9.99. The fucking song. The $9.99 song. Shit.
This is the reason why we get fucking El Torito versus Hornswoggle matches, because it's 3 hours long. Why, like you have Zack Ryder in the back, at least use him. Put him up against fucking someone. I don't know. You can do better than that. I know. It's just 3 hours. I think WWE will realize that 3 hours is just killing their product soon. I would predict that 3 hours will be gone by the end of next year. I hope so. They make a lot of money off the third hour, though, which is the only thing that's keeping them going.
That's exactly why. They're going to keep it for the advertisement.
They've got to realize. Yeah, they've got to realize that the third hour is just killing it. It's just killing their show.
Yeah. Next, we have Roman Reigns' interview, like a live satellite interview. He says he'll be back soon, and that you can believe that. And he kind of botched because and you can believe that. He did it a lot later. It seemed like he forgot to say it.
Yeah.
So next we have a Cena versus Brock Lesnar Night of Champions video package. Fuck you, John Cena. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. That was literal shit. Lesnar will end your fucking life, pal. Oh, man.
Jeez. Settle down.
Oh, man, now I get something in my eye. Fuck. This is great. Fuck. Talking about Raw and getting shit in my eye. Holy shit, how many more segments are there on Raw? Fucking, we're only to 20 and there's 31.
I thought we agreed just to fucking skip the rest of the show and move on to something else.
No, I feel like we have to go through it I want to be thorough.
I've already been through it once. Twice is too many times. Once is enough.
You got this, pal. We can make it, and then we got TNA, and then yeah.
Oh, God.
TNA this week was good. Oh, man. TNA was better than
no.
Yeah, pal. Not Bound for Glory. We aren't talking about Bound for Glory because I wasn't able to see it. Just TNA's Wednesday show this week was good. Impact Wrestling show.
I'm going to look up the results for it, see how bad it was.
Watch the YouTube videos. It shows the matches, too.
Oh, that'd be good.
Helping TNA out.
Actually, how many people were at it? That's what I want to know. Like, probably 3 or 4?
No. They're in Philly, I think. They had quite a bit of people there. Not as many as in New York.
Bound for Glory.
Oh, Bound for Glory? Probably 0. I wouldn't have gone.
The fuck's this shit?
Okay, so let's talk about this. El Torito versus Mini Gator. What the fuck? Who cares? Was my notes, and this is Stupid Chance. That was the greatest thing. Do that for most of Raw, every crowd. Do it.
Honestly, that was the last straw for me. When I saw that, I honestly wanted to stop watching wrestling forever. That was just the end. I just could not take it anymore.
Oh, man. I know. And I have to take notes on it and watch the whole show. You're able to skip things. Lucky. So, El Torito hits the botched moonsault for the win. He botched it. Good job there, you fucking idiot. So, who cares, basically? Big Show apologizing, video package again. Cool. Whatever, pal. Oh, this is the best part of the show. Rusev and Lana respond, quotation marks, to Big Show. So it's Vladimir Putin's birthday, apparently. She builds up the feud with Big Show. She buries the USA. Then there was USA chants. Rusev talks again and says something in Russian. Or actually, he's speaking Bulgarian, apparently. And then he buries America. The Rock comes out. There was Rocky chants, holy shit chants. Rock cuts his usual good promo, and then Rock ends up burying Rusev. He puts over Derek Jeter. Lana ends up telling The Rock to shut up. Rock then buries Lana. Rusev calls Rock a piece of trash and says, "You will crush The Rock." Rock again buries Rusev on the mic because Rock's really good at that. Rock calls Lana beautiful. Then The Rock ends up attacking Rusev and sends Rusev out of the ring with some punches. And I just realized how much I missed The Rock. That voice crack watching that segment. I missed The Rock. It hit me.
Well, it just goes to show, like, as soon as The Rock's music hit, the crowd went nuts because, you know,
The Rock's good.
Yeah, well, it just shows that nobody in this current day is fucking over. And when The Rock comes out, everyone pops, everyone gets on their feet, everyone's going nuts. Like, even if he come out every week, you know, he would still get most crowds going crazy. It just goes to show that The Rock's a fucking main event guy, and nobody else other than fucking Cena is main event material. You know, it just goes to show the roster is so bad. But it was a good moment for Rusev. I liked having The Rock back. It was good, and it was good to see Rusev in a segment with The Rock. I'm glad it wasn't Cena or somebody.
Yeah, me too.
So that was good. You know, and I thought Rusev and Lana were. What's that?
A young guy getting the spot with The Rock instead of someone.
Yeah, I thought Rusev and Lana were good in the segment too. Well, they did a good job.
Lana did good because she's hot, but Rusev, I don't really like Rusev that much, but I still like that it was a younger guy because they're trying to build up.
Rusev did what he had to do. Like, he just had to stand there and look tough, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
And he didn't back down, so he didn't look weak. You know, he took a couple of shots, but he didn't take a rock bottom or anything, like a couple of punches. That's nothing. And that would have been a big moment for Rusev. I'm sure he really cherished that moment, so that was cool to see.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So.
Yeah, it was the only saving grace of the show. Like,
the only good segment.
Yeah, it was a legitimate surprise, and it was epic. It was awesome. Probably, I would say, be up there with one of the Raw moments of the year. So we had two of the worst Raw moments, maybe of all time, in the one show, and then we had one of the best moments of the year. So it was hot and cold, mainly cold.
Roller coaster of a show. The Rock being the huge drop. Or the
fucking with us.
Raise. Yeah. Fuck.
Jeez, imagine if The Rock didn't come out. If you were in that crowd, you just would have fucking left. I mean, you would never come back to WWE again. You would just be in such disgust. Like, what did I fucking pay $500 for front row seats to see this shit? What the fuck? Like,
yeah.
Honestly, like, how could you really pay to see WWE at the moment?
Just WWE and wrestling in general right now is in a huge slump, but WWE has the potential to get out of it and be good again with the roster they have. You know, they have the potential. They're just fucking up, still holding Cena in the main event. In my opinion, WWE can't get fully better until Cena's gone.
Cena's not the problem. It's just
for me,
behind the scenes people is the problem. creative. The
Well-
writing team is the problem. The booking is the problem. The constant, let's push this guy for a week, then okay, he's not over, let's de-push him, and then 2 months later, oh, we'll give him another push. You know, just the constant fucking bullshit booking. The writing, the creative is bullshit. It's terrible. It's not the talent. It's partially the talent's fault, but it's majority. I think it's the behind the scenes guy.
I think
All the people behind the scenes, you know, they got to sort their shit out before the show gets any better.
Yeah, I think just the main event should be good, and with Cena in it, it's not good. That's all I'm saying. Just fuck that.
If you take Cena away from the equation, though,
I
you
think it's
have
better.
fucking absolutely nobody.
I'd rather see Randy Orton. Because at least he puts on clean, crisp matches. 4-star matches for pay-per-views most of the time. Cena,
And
1
Cena
star,
doesn't.
2-star.
Yeah, well, you're an idiot, but
Cena's
Randy
just
Orton.
fucking
Randy
trash.
Orton is good, but he's just about run his course. I mean, there's nothing
So is
more he can
Cena.
really do.
Literally, there's nothing
Cena
for Cena
still
to do either.
Cena still
No.
has the one.
Cena
big
needs to
card
get the
up
fuck
his
out of
sleeve.
there.
Cena
No.
still has that one big card up his sleeve that he could play.
Vince McMahon
It won't
fucking
happen
kisses
for-
Vince's ass.
It'll happen in about 5 years' time, but you know he has that one card he can play. Whereas Randy Orton has done everything he can possibly do, and he's only 34. So you know, Randy Orton's still got another 10, 12 years if he wants. But I don't think he will. I mean, Randy Orton, he's made a good living. You know, I think he's going to start slowing down a little bit more, and you know, he's already requested that he doesn't work on weekends and shit like that. So he's starting to work a little bit less, I think.
I think.
Which
Boys,
is a good thing, I think, for him. You
I
know,
think
he's put in.
go.
He's put in 12, 13 years of hard work for the WWE. I think, you know, and you know, a good 10 of them have been in the main event picture. So I think Orton deserves to work a few less dates. But you know, I think Orton and Lesnar, I think, needs to happen. That's a big match that I really want to see. So I really want that to happen.
I want to see that Survivor Series.
It's not going to happen. You know?
And then Lesnar, Batista at Royal Rumble, and then Lesnar in the Elimination Chamber, and then, or at least he goes and destroys everyone in the Elimination
It sounds
Chamber.
good, but you think about it, like, how are they going to get Orton for Survivor Series? They can't, because Orton has been bitched out for weeks and weeks now, so, you know, he just...
Maybe TLC then. Build Orton up from Survivor Series and then have him lose at TLC. Now have Cena lose to Lesnar again at Survivor Series. That's what I see.
You know, I don't really want to see Lesnar and Cena again. I think we've seen
I
it all
don't, but
now.
it's gonna happen.
Oh, it's going to happen because there's nobody else. There's no
Yeah.
one else to fight. Like, who do you bring in? Nobody.
Sheamus. I'd like to see Sheamus, but he still has the best title.
Sheamus is nothing anymore.
Sheamus can
Sheamus
put
is
on good
nothing
matches. Sheamus can put on good matches.
Yeah, but he's a mid.
With him and Lesnar, hard hitters, it'd be cool.
I'd rather see Cesaro and Lesnar.
I agree with that. But Sheamus could put on a good match. You know, 4-star match with Lesnar.
Finish fucking Raw. Finish it, please. Let's get it over and done with.
So we have a John Cena and Dean Ambrose highlights from earlier in the night. Paige and Alicia Fox versus AJ Lee and Emma. AJ Lee has no friends, lol. Emma is dominating Alicia Fox and AJ just leaves. Paige wins with the Rampage package cradle DDT thing. And yeah, the Wyatt family's video package focuses on Eric Rowan, and apparently there's going to be a Wyatt baby. I don't quite remember why I put that down, but I think there's going to be a Wyatt baby apparently. Did you see that?
No.
I don't know. Maybe.
I think you may have been smoking something fucking crazy that night, because I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow, I think I don't know. I swear there's something about a baby brought up on this video package. I want to go fucking find this video package. You talk. I'll find this.
No, let's just finish Raw. I'm sick of talking about Raw.
I know. Me too. So it's Bruno Sammartino's birthday on Monday. Happy birthday, I guess. So Miz versus Sheamus. Miz slapped Sheamus. Sandow is hilarious on the outside of the ring. There's Damien Mizdow chants. We want Mizdow chants. Sandow hit Sheamus when ref isn't looking. Sandow's better chants. Miz and Sheamus are frustrated, like you could tell. Sheamus attacks Sandow. Then the Miz rolls up Sheamus after he misses the bro kick and hits Sandow. So Miz wins with a roll up. And the crowd wanted Damien Sandow, apparently. So, yeah. Anything to say about that?
No.
Huh. So Hulk Hogan announced the Susan G. Komen announcing the Susan G. Komen thing. There was a video package of it. Then there was a 15 years of SmackDown video package. And then Joan London talks about surviving breast cancer. And then John Cena comes out and saves the planet. Yay, let's go, fuckboy Buckethead. John Cena saves the planet.
Ugh.
It's fucking sweet. I love him. Fucking he attitude adjustments. Fucking breast cancer, pal. Hits it with that AA through a table and buries it.
Oh, I'm sick of this breast cancer shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't even, like, wrestling's a male-oriented fucking form of entertainment, and they're not even doing a cancer that's related to it. Like, breast cancer, like, yeah, it's a good cause and whatever, but so many other people do breast cancer. Like, here in Australia, like, every fucking foundation does breast cancer here, like, and, you know, your majority of your audience is male. Like, why not do, like, prostate cancer or something? I don't know. Like, that's what I don't get. And then, I don't know. It's just so cheesy, and it's just they just over promote it. It's just WWE trying to do good PR. Like, yeah, cool, do the pink ropes and whatever, but you don't have to mention it every fucking 20 minutes. Like, you know, it's not a part of the show. I don't know.
Yeah, do the pink ropes have
WWE
like
just
the
support
ribbon?
it I'd rather WWE support it without, you know, over promoting
Shoving it
it.
down your throat.
Yeah, just, you know, you can mention it once in the show, like, yeah, look, you know, reminder that we're doing this. Yeah, cool, and we got the pink ropes for this reason. Okay, cool. But you don't have to mention it every half an hour, then show the breast cancer survivors, like, oh, like,
Yeah.
God, how much you trying to get this over? Like, yeah, cool, you're doing this. We know, we get it, you're a great organization, but you don't have to keep reminding us how good you are every 10 minutes. We know you do charitable acts, but fuck, just cut it out, just settle down, you know. I'm all for the cause. Like, I'm not a very big charity person myself.
Yeah,
I don't donate to charity because I think it's scams, but
Me too.
I think you know, look, support it if you know if they feel as though it's a good organization. Support it, sure, I'm all for it. But
Yeah.
you know, I just don't need to hear about it every half an hour.
Yeah. So John Cena saves the planet and then goes backstage. He should have done his entrance right after this, because the next the next segment is John Cena versus Kane, Randy Orton, and Seth Rollins. Wow, I'm just fucking up my talking tonight. But Rollins starts, but tags out immediately to Kane. Orton hits a nice snap power slam. Cena is shitty. Cena does his 5 moves of doom, but Rollins escapes. Choking. Drink a beverage. But Rollins escapes from the AA. Kane big boots Cena for the DQ finish. What? All he did was DQ him. Or, not DQ him, big boot him once. And that was the DQ? Seriously?
Oh yeah, they do that all the time. And like,
It's like, what the fuck?
in some matches they interfere every 5 seconds and it's fine. In other matches they interfere once and that's a DQ. That is so fucking retarded. I don't get that. Like, what the hell?
Set a certain amount of times, like 3 times interference from each team, you're DQ'd or something.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? It's just, it's asinine. I don't get it.
And that even gives a way for the heels to cheat and get a 4th time interference or something, you know?
Yeah. Like, it's just crazy. Like, what? You interfere once. You're a legal person in the match. and you come in and you interfere once and you get DQ'd. That is asinine. Ridiculous.
Yeah. So, after that, we have a choke slam by Kane, and then Orton teases the RKO, but then Ambrose comes out with a hot dog cart thing. Orton and Kane go at Ambrose, but then get sprayed with ketchup and mustard. Are you fucking serious? Why are you spraying?
That was okay.
No, that was fucking stupid.
It wasn't
the
most stupid on the show. It was worse. I think they're trying to do Ambrose.
That's not saying a lot.
They're trying to book Ambrose in like a stone cold way, against the authority. He's coming in the fucking building. When he's not meant to be there, he's bringing in all this shit. I don't mind it, but it's like a PG fucking version of it. Like, oh, let's bring in a fucking hot dog stand where Stone Cold will bring in a beer truck. Like, come on.
Yeah. And then Ambrose hits them with the hot dog cart. Ambrose and Rollins start brawling in the ring. And then Orton and Kane break it up, but Cena hits the AA on Orton. Kane clotheslines Cena, I think. Yeah, I think he clotheslined Cena. Then there's a suicide dive on Rollins by Ambrose. Then, whatchamacallit? Oh, he gets these tongs thing from the hot dog cart, and then, tongs Rollins nuts. Okay. Kane sends Ambrose into the ring. Cena hits the AA on Kane. Rollins leaves. The Authority comes out. He books Cena versus Ambrose, which they announced on SmackDown, was a no DQ contract on a pole match. Cena versus Ambrose, and the winner faces Rollins inside Hell in a Cell. And then Ambrose hits a Future Shock DDT on Cena to end the show. And I'm pretty sure it's going to end up being Rollins versus Cena versus Ambrose in Hell in a Cell, and Ambrose is going to win. Or Cena buries them both. Either it's going to be a triple threat from interference from Orton and Kane or Rollins or something, and then it's going to be Ambrose winning or Cena buries both. So, yay.
Yeah, I think it'll be triple threat. It's the most logical way to go.
And then
I would have Ambrose
get
win.
Locked out of the cell, probably. Cena will probably get locked out, so Ambrose can win or Rollins can win. I see that happening. And I
don't know. I really don't care.
If Rollins and Ambrose does happen, I can see either Rollins or Ambrose getting sent off the cell or through the cell or something. I really could. I don't see Cena. I could see Cena and Ambrose throwing Rollins through the top of the cell.
That's never gonna happen again. That will never happen.
I'd like to see it.
Ever.
In TNA it would.
The cell is twice as big as it used to be as well, so it'd just be suicide if they did it now.
Well, then
never happened.
The cell. Fuck.
No. It doesn't need to happen. There's no point.
Well, Raw. Overall rating, 0 out of 10.
I give it a 2.
0. Fuck Raw. Raw was the shittiest piece of shit on my television all week. And The Walking Dead returned tonight. Go Walking Dead. If you didn't see that, go watch it. Walking Dead was better than Raw.
I watched it an hour ago. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was fucking sweet. I loved it. Fucking.
Won't give away any spoilers, but fuck. If you like Walking Dead, you gotta watch it. If you don't like Walking Dead,
watch
it. If you don't like Walking Dead, what is wrong with you?
Watch it.
What's wrong? Yeah, what is wrong with you? It's one of the best shows.
I see how you couldn't like season 2.
I liked season 2. It was slow. But there was a lot of character development and a lot of story development, which I liked.
Yeah.
It was slow, but it didn't bother me because I hadn't watched when I started watching Walking Dead, season 3 was going, so I could just binge watch all of season 2. So I got through season 2 in a day. So that was fine. I got through it all, and then it didn't feel long and drawn out. It just was going bang bang, and it just got through it all. So it was fine for me. But I can understand why people wouldn't dig it. But the show was good. Season 4 was a bit shitty, but then it really come good at the end of season 4. I was really thinking to myself, this is crap. What the fuck? And then at the end of season 4, I was like, wow, I love this show. Cannot wait for season 5. And they delivered. First episode was epic.
The first half of season 8 or season 8, season 4 up to episode 8 was really good, and then after that it kind of slowed down, and then the end of season 4 was really good. I agree with you on that. And season 5 so far, oh my god, that was fucking sweet. That was better than, I don't know if that was better than TNA. I'd say it's not the same for the Impact Wrestling show. Bound for Glory was shit.
You can't compare the two shows, and secondly, everything's fucking better than TNA.
No. Watch the highlights of TNA when I do this. You'll see. Well, at least watch the Full Metal Mayhem match. That match was fucking sweet.
Was that good? Because I was going to watch it, I didn't get around to it.
It was fucking sweet. We'll go through it in a minute.
Oh, good.
I really want to just skip to it, but I really don't want to at the same time. So,
Just do it. I didn't give a shit about the rest of TNA.
I want to do TNA, pal. We gotta get through this.
Man.
So next we have, for the first segment on TNA, we have a video package that sets the stage for the show. You know, telling us what happens with Rude and Bobby Lashley, and the Full Metal Mayhem match, I think, was about it. Yeah, and I think it said something about Gail Kim and Havoc. Not sure. But Bobby Roode comes out, he calls out Lashley, but MVP and Kenny King come out. MVP and Roode argue. MVP says no to another Roode versus Lashley match, which is unfortunate, because their last match was 4.5 stars, in my opinion. And Roode says he'll do anything to have another world title match. MVP says he has to beat MVP and Kenny King in a match, and he'll get the shot, and he has to make them both tap out, or has to make them both he has to pin either both or make both submit or whatever. I don't know how to explain it. And if he loses, he doesn't ever get another title shot again. Then Bobby Roode accepts. So we have that was a good exchange, by the way. But next we have Havoc versus Gail Kim video package. This was the video package I was talking about. And yeah. So next we have Angelina Love versus Taryn Terrell versus Madison Rayne in a number one contenders knockout title match. So the beautiful people attack Taryn Terrell before the match. Taryn hits a monkey flip on Angelina Love. Taryn hits a crossbody splash on both Angelina Love and Madison Rayne. Madison Rayne wins with a roll up on Taryn, but she uses the tights. Havoc comes out and attacks Taryn, and Madison Rayne leaves through the crowd, and then Havoc chokeslams Taryn Terrell. Not a bad match. Better than the Divas. Taryn Terrell's better than most Divas. The Knockouts division is just better than Divas as a whole.
Not hard.
Huh?
I agree on that.
Yep, Knockouts are better than Divas. We should get some, it'd be great. It'd be great if a crowd chanted, "We want Knockouts" in a WWE show.
Nobody knows what fucking knockouts are, though. Like, nobody knows what TNA is. Like, you'll get, like, 3 people chanting that, and the rest will be like, what the fuck's a knockout? There's, like, 5 people that watch TNA.
That's actually...
You're one of them.
That's not true. There's at least 6. So, Bobby Lashley, MVP, and Kenny King are backstage. They tell Lashley not to worry. That's about it. James Storm and Sonata versus Great Muta and Tajiri video package. They faced at Bound for Glory, which this was the only match that had any story behind it. Was this match at Bound for Glory? So I want to see this match, but that's about it. James Storm and Sonata versus Low-Ki and Tigre Uno. Low-Ki is a beast. I love Low-Ki. He's better as Low-Ki than Caval or whatever they had him fucking named in WWE. Manic attacks Tigre Uno while Storm is distracting the ref. Hot tag to Low-Ki, who hits some sweet kicks. And then Storm hits a double knee backbreaker. Tigre Uno goes for the moonsault but gets missed to the face by Sonata. And then Storm hits the last call super kick for the win on Tigre Uno. So, yeah, good match. I liked it better than this best match on Raw. So next we have Gunner and Samuel Shaw are backstage. Gunner tells Shaw to be careful in his match with Bram. Shaw is basically copying Gunner, and he ended up getting tattoos, like replica tattoos of Gunner, which was kind of okay. Gets really into the storyline. But, yeah. So Samuel Shaw versus Bram in a no DQ match. They do random no DQ matches, better than WWE. Just saying. And also there's some unprotected trash can shots to the head, unprotected. Wow. There are some stiff chair shots by Shaw, unprotected. Some more unprotected shots makes it better. Kendo stick shots to Shaw. Like unprotected kendo stick shots to the head. There's a sunset flip powerbomb on Bram onto a bunch of chairs. Bram sends Shaw into a chair that's propped up in the corner and then hits Shaw with a wrench for the win. Better than any match on Raw this week. Just saying. This whole thing, I'm going to compare them.
It's not hard to do, though.
Better than any match on Raw this month. Better. Yeah.
Yeah, but has there even been a good match on Raw in the last 3 months?
That's my point. TNA. It's where it's been at for 3 months. Try watching it. And then Brittany comes out to comfort.
I'll get into this in a minute, but I'll tell you my problem with TNA soon. But yeah, keep going.
Okay. Rude is backstage. He says he's going to kick MVP and Kenny King's ass. That's basically it. So then Team 3D are backstage, and he calls the Wolves crazy, and then the Wolves show up, and they say they are crazy. Okay, cool. Good exchange, I suppose. So next we have Bobby Roode versus MVP and Kenny King in the elimination handicap match. MVP flipped off a fan before the match. If you didn't see that, that was fucking hilarious. He literally just flips off a fan. There was a 2-on-1 assault early. Roode comes back, and MVP sends Roode into the steel steps. Roode ducks a punch by Kenny King, and that punch hits MVP. Nice running big boot fisherman suplex combo by MVP. Roode gets a roll-up to eliminate MVP. Kenny King hits a nice exploder suplex. Roode hits the Roode bomb, but then Lashley attacks Roode and hits a pretty nice spear. So, because Roode didn't eliminate them both, he doesn't get the world title match, according to the rules. So next, EC3 is backstage. He says he's going to give Spud one more chance because they're having issues, if you didn't know. So EC3 promo, he says he is undefeated in TNA. He tells Spud to get out there now, like yelling now. Spud comes out. EC3 says Spud has failed him. Spud says he is sorry and that he is EC3's best friend. EC3 says, prove it. And then Spud rambles off some random facts that leads into you can't wrestle chants to EC3. EC3 blames Spud for Dixie Carter going through a table. Then he calls Spud and the fans losers. Spud says he isn't a loser, and he says he is Rockstar Spud. EC3 pushes Spud down and slaps him a bunch of times. Then Spud slaps EC3, and then EC3 fires Rockstar Spud. Rockstar Spud's kind of funny. I like Rockstar Spud. EC3 shitty wrestler, but I could see him being TNA World Champion sometime soon, to be honest.
EC3 is probably my favorite person on TNA.
He's funny, but he's my least favorite wrestler. Or not my least favorite, but one of my... I don't like his wrestling ability, but he's really funny. He's a good troll. So, next we get a Team 3D versus the Hardys versus the Wolves video package. And this is actually time for the match right after one more segment. So MVP and Kenny King are backstage. They say the plan worked out perfectly. Angle books Roode, or says that Roode is going to get a perfectly fair shot next week to earn a #1 contender shot. So, yeah. So, now we're on to the Hardys versus Team 3D versus the Wolves in a World Tag Team title match. Full Metal Mayhem. Oh my god, I used literally a whole page of notes for this. Because there were some crazy fucking spots. So it starts out with a 3-team brawl. Devon gets like 3 tables. Matt Hardy gets a ladder and goes up early, but is pulled down by Bully. Richards hits a German suplex on Matt Hardy with 2 chairs that are like propped up, like sitting up. Matt Hardy is on Bully's shoulder and then hits a superplex on Eddie Edwards, who's on the turnbuckle, and that was pretty fucking sweet. Then there was This Is Awesome chants. So then Devon gets the steel steps and a piece of barricade from under the ring and props up the steel steps with the barricade across it onto the apron of the ring. And then Bully ends up powerbombing Davey Richards onto the barricade from the ring, and that was a crazy fucking bump. Holy shit. Jeff and Matt Hardy go for the usual jumping off the back spot leg drop thing on Edwards, but Eddie Edwards throws the ladder at Jeff. Jeff hits a swanton on Bully Ray. Jeff props up a table on the steps with the leg side up and goes for a leg drop, but Bully moves, and that was a sick bump too. Bully and Matt throw Eddie Edwards off a ladder, and then they both fall off somehow. I don't know how. Matt hits a twist of fate on Richards. Matt hits a leg drop through a table off a ladder on the outside of the ring to Davey Richards. Then there was TNA chants. Jeff Hardy pushes Devon off the top rope to the outside of the ring through 2 tables. Bully pushes Eddie Edwards off a ladder all the way to the outside of the ring. Then Richards pushes Jeff Hardy off a ladder to the outside of the ring through 2 tables, and Bully rays on top of him. So he goes all the way on from the very top of the ladder in the middle of the ring to the outside through 2 tables. Eddie Edwards powers bombs Matt Hardy off a ladder through a table in the middle of the ring, and then Davey Richards goes up and gets the titles for the win. Wow, what a match. My opinion, they should have saved it for Bound for Glory. They also should have booked Bobby Lashley versus Bobby Roode for Bound for Glory. In my opinion, it would have made Bound for Glory a lot better, but holy shit, what a match. Did you see the highlights of this match?
No.
Hold on, I'll send it to you. You have to watch this. Oh, what the hell? I'm just gonna tweet it out. Did they really just post the TNA pay-per-view, Bound for Glory pay-per-view on their YouTube channel? They did. Are you fucking kidding me? TNA just posted the Bound for Glory pay-per-view on their YouTube channel.
Yeah, but you have to pay to watch it, though.
Aw, damn. That's bullshit.
I have to pay $40 Australian to watch it.
You
can watch like the first.
American.
You don't even get to watch the first minute for free.
Oh, fuck that.
You pay to watch the whole thing.
It's probably really shitty anyways, but here.
It's like,
I'm gonna be posting it on Twitter.
It's just like an iPad view, like they put on. This is what WWE should do as well, like just put on YouTube and make people pay to watch it. Like, it's smart. Nobody's gonna fucking pay to watch TNA, but especially that fucking pay-per-view. But still, they do it with all their pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Well, they don't even have pay-per-views anymore, actually.
Yeah.
It's like they only had all year.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible. Nah, I can't comment. I haven't watched it, but it looks terrible.
The Bound for
Anyways, have you finished your TNA? Are we done for TNA?
Yeah. Go watch that Full Metal Mayhem match. It's only 5 minutes.
I'll watch it after.
It's freaking crazy. It was a good match.
Yeah, well, it's just kind of like, I've seen Team 3D, I've seen the Hardys,
Yeah. But still, it's just cool to see the crazy spots these motherfuckers take. Or bumps. Take these crazy fucking bumps. Because they really do.
Yeah, it's cool, but the problem I have with TNA is like they just tape so many shows in advance, you just can't get into it.
I agree with that.
You can't, if you're on the internet and you actively look up wrestling stuff on the internet, you cannot avoid spoilers, really. Like, even if you don't even look up results, like you'll just see someone will comment something on a message board or something, and you'll see it. Like, you just can't avoid it.
Yeah, like on the forums, I tried to avoid the Brodus Clay spoiler, and and I saw it on a bunch of other posts that gave it away. I was like, oh damn.
Yeah, like that happened 3 months ago, and it still hasn't aired on TNA yet, has it? No enough. So that's my problem. Like, they tape so far in advance, you already know what's going to happen. Like Bound for Glory was absolutely retarded. Like, they've already done every single taping up until the end of the year. So TNA is essentially done. Bound for Glory is their final event they're going to do. So they've already taped beyond Bound for Glory. So what's the point of having Bound for Glory? It's a live show, and they've already taped ahead. So they're just going to, take 2 months, pretend that these next 2 months of taping didn't happen, and go back and just do a live show? Like, basically. It's asinine. It's ridiculous. It's idiotic. Like, that's just TNA in a nutshell. Like, how stupid is that? Like, wouldn't you have the pay-per-view, then and then tape all your next couple of months ahead if you have to, rather than tape all your shows and then hang on, oh shit, we've got to put one live show in the middle of here and supposedly have title matches. It's just ridiculous, you know.
Right.
I don't know.
You keep ranting, I'll be right back after refill my drink.
I just fucking TNA is just laughable. It's a joke. Like how I like. It's cool that you have the nostalgic moments when you have the three-way fucking TLC matches, but that's great and all. But really, their business decisions is laughable. Their talent is good, but they're losing their talent left, right, and center. Angle's gone. Hardy's going to go. Team 3D are gone. Gail Kim's ready to go. They're losing all their talent. You know, they don't have a TV deal yet. Their business decisions is a joke. Their advertising, their marketing has always been their letdown. And in my honest opinion, TNA, I like TNA. I want TNA to succeed, but it's hard to support a company. It's hard to support TNA when they just make bad decision after bad decision after bad decision.
Aces and Eights was a bad decision. Fuck.
Well, no, you think about it. Like I just said, like TNA just makes so many bad business decisions. It's just hard to enjoy the product. It's laughable. Like, you know,
the product recently has been really good.
Like they don't advertise and market their product good at all. That's the reason why TNA has never taken the next step. It's not because their show is bad. They've produced some pretty good shows, and at times, you know, they are a lot better than WWE, which isn't hard
right now
in recent years. Yeah, well, you know, obviously, like WWE doesn't even have their same as TNA actually. Didn't even have their fucking world title defended. TNA didn't even have their world title defended
on their biggest pay-per-view. Biggest WrestleMania.
Their WrestleMania. That is a joke. They had two title defenses. It was the three-way X Division match, and it was the fucking Knockouts match. So didn't even have a tag team title match. Didn't have their world title. I don't think they have any more titles. But
shut up.
And no Angle. 3D were on there. No Bobby Roode. Austin Aries, is he there? No. No Bobby Lashley. It's just...
You know what they should have done for Bound for Glory this year? This is what they should have done. Instead,
not do it.
That is one thing, but if their shows weren't taped, what they could have done to make Bound for Glory good is have, and even they could, if TNA somehow succeeds and keeps going, this is what they should do every year. Instead of doing a BFG series, which I still like the BFG series, I'm fine if they keep it, if they ever do it again. But what they should do is have a giant tournament at Bound for Glory that leads up to the winner of the tournament faces the champion. That'd be cool. But of course they didn't do that.
So King of the Ring, but you face the world champion.
Yeah, basically.
At the end of the night.
Yeah.
That's not how I would... That's good for another pay-per-view, but for your WrestleMania show, I disagree.
Well, they did it at WrestleMania 4, I think, or WrestleMania 5. They did something like that for the WWE.
But that was like 25 years ago.
That was the 80s. Fucking works then.
Like, WrestleMania was still in its young days, and King of the Ring wasn't around yet, so it's changed a lot. TNA just have to have long-term storylines, build towards Bound for Glory. You know, if you had Lashley and Bobby Roode at Bound for Glory in the main event, that would have been a good main event. That would have been fine. Would have been a good match. And if you had the final of the best of whatever the fuck it is, the tag team series, you had the Full Metal Mayhem match on Bound for Glory, that would be great. That's the awesome, epic pay-per-view match, but you gave it away for free on TV. TNA, just their booking, just their decision-making is ridiculous. You know, their TV tapings and months ahead, stupid. You know, Samoa Joe is the X Division champion, but everyone knows that in like a week or two he relinquishes the title. We already know that happens. I'm sorry if I just gave you a spoil, but he relinquishes the title and like he gives it up like next week on TNA. Like, why would you have a live pay-per-view title defense when the guy who's defending the title doesn't even actually have the title? Everyone that's already been to the tapings knows that he's not even the champion anymore. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Come on.
What they should have done for
really?
Bound for Glory is they should have kept the triple threat X Division tag match. They should have had Gail, Kim, and Havoc have their match instead of having it randomly on randomly on Impact, and then the Full Metal Mayhem match on this, and Bobby Roode versus Lashley on this, and then had Eric Young versus, or not Eric Young, EC3 versus some Japanese dude, which I think they did, and have some random Japanese guys in matches, which kind of worked, but they should have kept some of their big matches to have too. Yeah.
It's just, if this is meant to be their biggest pay-per-view, I wouldn't even count this as a house show, let alone the fucking biggest pay-per-view of the year. Like, you had all these Japanese wrestlers on there.
That's about it.
I get that. But for your biggest pay-per-view of the year, is that a smart decision to do? You have all these guys that aren't affiliated with your company coming in to wrestle on your biggest show. You have 4 matches that are with your guys, and you have 4 matches with the Japanese guys. Is that a smart idea to do? No. In my opinion,
6 matches with just TNA guys, and 2 matches that had like multiple Japanese guys and multiple TNA guys. If they decided to do that,
it should have just been in America.
And they built the Japanese guys up already.
In New York, live in New York.
Yeah,
draw
I agree
800 to 1,000 people, Bound for Glory. Decent crowd. Have your world champ. And you can have Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy wasn't in the card. Kurt Angle, Kurt Angle's not even in the company anymore. He's gone.
That's not true, actually. Yeah.
Kurt Angle's done. He's a free agent. He's been a free agent for a month.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, he's done.
I don't pay attention to
he's in
talks
to WWE to sign with them. He's talking to WWE right now. He's going to sign.
Damn.
He may go back to TNA, but he's trying to get the WWE first.
I hope he goes to TNA.
Lashley wasn't on the card. Austin Aries is not on the card. Bobby Roode is not on the card.
He always pulls out good matches.
Your top 5 biggest names in your company, not even on your biggest show of the year. The world title's not even on the biggest show of the year. How can anybody in their right mind think that this card was good? Maybe it was a great show for wrestling, but where's the storyline? What's the purpose?
But for a major pay-per-view, it should have storylines and good wrestling.
Why is you have James Storm and the Great Sonata, who I see as a mid-card fucking tag team, in the main event of your biggest pay-per-view of the year, versus the Great Muta and Tajiri.
It's because of Great Muta. Basically, that's about it.
Just really, honestly, you're the biggest TNA fan I know. You cannot say that this
card was shitty.
Looks good.
This card was
maybe I haven't watched the show, and I will not watch the show.
It looked good for wrestling, but for your biggest pay-per-view of the year, it should have definitely had more storyline build up to it. Yeah.
You can have a great wrestling show, but that doesn't mean that you're going to sell tickets.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're going to sell the card. It doesn't mean you're going to sell pay-per-view buys. You're going to have to have a card that draws people. And this does not draw anybody. It may draw Japanese fans,
exactly,
and quite clearly they've given up on the U.S. market. They've got saying themselves, okay, look, we'll try and sell and review strongly overseas. And if that's the case, and if it works out well for them, great. But they are losing their grip in the American market. The only place they're really doing well in is New York, which is, yeah, they did well in England.
Wrestling
they go to England. They go to England. They do fantastic. So TNA is probably thinking, well, look, we're gone in America, but they have to be strong in America to succeed because all their wrestlers are American based. You can't ask Kurt Angle and Jeff Hardy and all them to move to England. That's never going to happen. So TNA just has to bite the bullet and just realize, we need to make some changes to make our company strong in the United States. And that just comes with clearly marketing your show. No, you ask majority of wrestling fans, they may know of TNA, but they probably didn't even know Bound for Glory was on. I didn't even know Bound for Glory was on today. I thought it was on like 2 weeks, in 2 weeks or something. They market their show awful. That has always been TNA's biggest downfall. I thought in 2009, TNA was great. I really enjoyed it. But you wouldn't have known that TNA was on because fucking they don't market their show. In 2012, TNA was great. I was enjoying it. I actually started watching TNA.
That's when I found out about TNA. It was 2012. The only company I knew up until then was WWE.
Exactly. First TNA pay-per-view I watched was Slammiversary 2012, and that pay-per-view was probably one of the best pay-per-views I've seen ever. Fucking amazing. But you wouldn't know about it because they don't market their show. They don't know how to do that, and that's always been their biggest downfall, and they never will improve. There's nowhere they cannot grow unless they learn how to market their show, they learn how to sell their wrestlers, they learn how to sell merchandise. They learn all these things that WWE are so good at. Merchandise, catchphrases, all these things WWE is so good at. They know how to market their wrestlers. TNA has no ability at all of doing that. And unless they learn that, they will never take that next step from being a national program that should be global. It's not. It's sinking and sinking and sinking. And Spike TV, the reason why they're not renewing TNA is because they don't feel as though TNA can grow. TNA cannot get any bigger, so they feel as though there's no point. TNA will never reach any bigger heights, and that's probably a fair call because I cannot see them growing.
It can't. It's not going anywhere.
TNA brand has already been ruined. Everyone has that negative stigma about TNA. Oh, that TNA, fuck TNA. Most wrestling fans have that, and they've lost those fans forever. They're never going to come back. I probably will never watch TNA.
I was that fan. And then I came back around the New York tapings. Like pre-New York tapings.
I tried coming back. And, I did start watching. I started doing it. And then, I just didn't see a reason to tune in every week. I just lost interest, and I never decided to pick it back up. And that just happens all the time when I try to watch TNA. I just can't get into it as a long-term fan. I'll keep my eye on it here and there, but I don't really feel like watching it. I'll check out clips of some things, but that's about it. I can't get myself into the product, and I'm a big wrestling fan, and TNA is probably the perfect alternative to WWE for me, but I just can't get into the product. I don't know why, but it just doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I was reading the comments. Whatchamacallit? The first TNA show I saw was Bobby Roode versus James Storm, I think. No, that was the first pay-per-view Lockdown I saw. But the first show I saw was Bobby Roode becoming I think this was the first show I saw. Bobby Roode beating AJ Styles to become the longest reigning world champion in history type thing. Like, AJ Styles got the opportunity to try to beat Bobby Roode.
First time I heard about TNA in 2006. When I heard Angle left the WWE, I was like, what the fuck, where's Angle? And then I looked up and I heard he was going to TNA. I was like, what the fuck is TNA? And then I tuned in and I was like, holy shit, Angle's on TNA, they've got these guys and these guys. Okay, this is pretty cool. And I started watching it, and it was a good show back in 2006. I enjoyed TNA, and I would tune in here and there. Like every couple of weeks when I remembered, I would tune into TNA. But it never really made me become a long-term fan, but I always thought TNA was pretty cool. I like the six-sided ring idea. I think it's pretty silly how they've gone back to it now. When you think about it, like they're just going back to it just to try and salvage the gimmick. When it did set them apart. It was a bit of a cool idea. It was different, but the six-sided ring shouldn't be the only thing that's different compared to WWE and other shows. It should be so many other things that sets TNA apart, and it just doesn't happen. TNA just doesn't really have anything that makes them different from any other show. It's just a WWE light, and it's not good.
You know what's funny? The first time I saw TNA, I originally thought it was just a WWE show, like ECW. Like it was just different ECW that WWE was running the first time I saw TNA, to be honest. Because I was like, I only knew of WWE, and I was like, you know, a 12-year-old who didn't understand anything.
Yeah, well,
About
that just
wrestling.
shows how badly TNA fucking sets
Marketed.
himself apart. Yep.
Yeah, I know. It was. Now TNA is my favorite show. I look forward to it more than anything, except for I looked more forward to The Walking Dead this week than TNA.
Yeah, well, so did I.
Fuck TNA or not The Walking Dead. Yeah, I was gonna say TNA was better than The Walking Dead. No, Walking Dead was better than TNA. I think. It's difficult. Just.
Yeah, you can't compare the two.
Yeah, I know.
Completely different shows.
The Walking Dead.
TNA was probably better than WWE. If TNA wasn't better than WWE, then I would be really worried.
Yeah, me too. So, I think that's basically gonna wrap it up in this because I don't have any news and rumors. You?
Well, I just read that Batista just landed a movie deal in the next James Bond movie, and that is starting filming in December. So any chance of Batista coming back has now been squashed. He is not coming back. He's going to be the main villain in the James Bond movie, and you can just pretty much bet that Batista's wrestling career is getting more and more likely never to. He's more than likely never to come back. So he's getting
I could see
more
him.
and more movie roles, and I don't think he's going to come back to wrestling.
I think I could honestly see him wrestling at WrestleMania 32 or 33 against Triple H for one last match. Because I really do think he wants to wrestle one more match. Like, why wouldn't he want to just wrestle one more? Just, especially against, like, your best friend.
There's always a chance he could still be there for 31.
Yeah.
If, it depends how long it takes to shoot the movie. I'd probably say a couple of months. So he may be ready.
And plus
maybe
he could
free
just
by the time.
And he could be part-time, not be there every show and barely wrestle, basically only wrestle big Raws or, and pay-per-views.
Yeah, well, you don't have to. You can just have him come out on Raw and just challenge or whatever and do an angle. You don't have to have him wrestle. If the movie producers are worried he'll get injured, you don't have to worry. Just don't have him do anything physical.
Yeah,
until WrestleMania when the movie's already done and dusted.
Yeah.
It's a great break for Batista. It's good to see a wrestler succeeding outside the business again.
Because it's hard for wrestlers nowadays, because everyone just thinks wrestling's a joke nowadays.
Yeah.
So it's
especially
hard
Hollywood, they don't take wrestling seriously. So Batista doing well in Guardians of the Galaxy, and now he's going to be in James Bond. And I love James Bond movies, so I'll definitely see this.
Well, just anywhere, people don't take wrestling seriously anymore. Like, whenever someone hears professional wrestling, or they'll think WWE, and then they'll think fake. That's about all they think.
They'll think, oh, that's that shit I used to watch as a kid.
Yeah. That's about all they think, and I think it's stupid. Wrestling should be higher, but WWE fucked it all up going fucking PG. Like, honestly, they could... They had more kid viewers in the Attitude Era than they do now. Easily. Like, more viewers my age.
They had 3 times the amount of people watching in the Attitude Era thing.
Yeah,
so
even...
Of course there's going to be more kids.
I mean, even in the early 2000s, more kids were watching, Up till about 2008 is when most people started really wrestling.
PG is not the problem, though. It's the booking. It's the, the storylines. It's the writing. It's all these other problems than PG. Like, yeah, they can add a little bit more attitude, a bit more of an edge to it. And, yeah, that would work in some regard. But, you just got to get the basics right. You just got to push the right people. You got to write the right storylines. You just have to do the right things. And WWE just not ticking those boxes right now. Look at NXT. They're doing it fine. PG there.
Vince doesn't watch NXT.
It's a great show.
Vince doesn't watch NXT. That's why I think NXT is doing so good, because Vince doesn't watch it. Yeah, Vince makes the final decisions on the booking.
NXT has one booker, and
but Vince still makes the final decisions on everything.
Yeah, but NXT has one booker. Raw has all these different people choreograph, making these storylines,
and writing a script.
booking the show, yeah.
The reason promos are so shitty is because they're reading off a script, basically.
Yeah, well, that's true. And then Vince will fucking, he'll rewrite the script an hour before the show. There's no long-term booking. There's no long-term planning. Back in the 90s and 80s, they would sit down and they would write 6 months of television in one go. And they would have an idea of where they want to be in 6 months' time. Right now, they would have WrestleMania booked. They'd have an idea of what they want at WrestleMania, and then have an idea of how they're going to get there, and then they just fill in the blank as they go.
That's
right
basically
now,
exactly what I do when I play EW.
They may have a WrestleMania idea. They may have a WrestleMania 31 idea, but they just continuously change their mind hours before the show. They're just constantly fucking with the show, and you can tell that, oh shit, that was last minute, or you can tell easily, and it's so obvious when someone's reading off a script too. It's just
Roman Reigns.
Well,
I think he could be a good talker if they let him be a little bit more natural, but yeah.
Randy Orton's the same. They all just read off a script, and it just doesn't sound good, doesn't work well. It's, I don't know, man. I'm just frustrated with the WWE. I hope they can turn around, but I knew the end of this year was going to be shitty, so I'm not surprised, but hopefully they can fix it.
This year got fucked with Daniel Bryan getting hurt and CM Punk leaving. This year really got fucked. And then them breaking up the Shield really made no sense.
It's kind of like the year of the injuries. A lot of injuries.
But now Roman Reigns, fuck. Much as I hate to admit, even Del Rio being gone, he was an okay in-ring worker. But just everyone seems to be leaving or getting hurt. Fucking shitty. And now them fucking changing Kenta's name and Devitt's name and probably Steen's name pisses me off too. Because Hideo Itami, it took me like 2 weeks to finally figure out how to say it. And Finn Balor or something like that is fucking shitty. No one that just sounds like someone who gets beat up at school. It's Finn Balor.
Yeah. I understand why they changed the names, but I don't like the names they chose for them. Finn Balor is probably one of the worst names I've ever heard in my life. They should have just called him Devitt.
Yeah, Devitt they should have called him Fergal Devitt, but mainly just called him Devitt. Had kind of with like how Batista type thing, how some people would call him Dave Batista, but he was really just Batista. Fergal Devitt, but really just be Devitt.
He just has to have all the rights to everything. Yeah, they're just so paranoid about having the rights to everything.
That's why Kevin Steen's fucked. He's gonna be a pizza delivery guy. Watch. Or he's gonna be dressed in like a duck outfit and he's gonna fight the bunny. Oh man, that'd be fucking funny. But.
Wow, did you notice that they used a 4-sided ring for Bound for Glory?
Oh, they did? Oh, fucking great.
Yeah. This is ridiculous.
Oh man, that's shitty.
I'm just looking at the ring right now. It looks such a horrible setup for it. Just looks, screams Bush League, and when this is meant to be a bigger show, I think they filled it out pretty well. Like majority of the seats were pretty, filled up.
Probably because a lot of Japanese guys were advertised.
They drew like a good 1,000, but that's just the biggest pay of the year. You're gonna get 1,000 people. Like, you're a TNA fan, I know that, but it's hard to say that the writing's not on the wall. TNA is struggling.
Yeah, it is right now. Apparently, Brad Maddox returned to action in a WWE live event.
Oh no, he sucks. Alex Riley returned to action too. I'd rather see Alex Riley. I like Alex Riley. I thought he could make something.
Yeah, I liked Alex Riley. He's apparently no longer injured. And Vicky Guerrero declined showing up to the SmackDown thing. Let me read that. I'm just on NoDQ.com looking at stuff. Is this going to actually work, or is it just going to be stupid? Okay. So, SmackDown's 15th anniversary celebration saw the returns of former SmackDown general managers Teddy Long, Booker T, John Laurinaitis, and Stephanie McMahon in her first live appearance since being removed from the position in October 2003. There was, however, one notable absence from the show, Vicky Guerrero. She revealed that Saturday that she was invited to appear on the show by WWE, but had to decline due to new life responsibilities. Hey all, hashtag WWE did ask me to be at hashtag SmackDown 15. I was the one to decline new life as me committed to new responsibilities, Guerrero wrote on Twitter. One cannot or can't start a job and ask for time off. Not professional and not what I do. I miss the ring, but time to move on and write new chapters. She added, thanks all. I'm sorry I wasn't there. The love and support is felt. Guerrero now works for a pharmacy company. She said, in August, I process patients for treatment through insurance company and work with doctors. Hashtag God is good. Okay.
She didn't need to be there. Who cares?
Yeah.
They brought back Teddy Long. That was good enough.
Yeah. So here's one. Which NXT star will have the most success? Let me go down the list. Prince Devitt, Kenta, Sami Zayn, Adrian Neville, Kevin Steen, or any other.
Kevin Steen.
Nope, Kevin Steen's fucked in my opinion. I say Sami Zayn, unless Vince sees another Christian.
Sami Zayn is just a mid-carder.
No, Sami Zayn's fucking great. Kevin Steen's fucked.
Kevin Steen's the only one I can see fucking getting pushed.
I see Kevin Steen as a pizza delivery guy. I really do. I love Kevin Steen, but he's gonna be a pizza delivery guy.
Don't be fucking ridiculous. This is what they're gonna do with these 5 guys. They're gonna bring them all in at the same time. They're gonna do an invasion angle, an NXT invasion angle. The top 5 guys in NXT will come in. It'll be the Nexus angle, how it should have been done. Legitimate, good wrestlers. They'll do an invasion angle. It'll be epic. Trust me. They see all 5 of these guys as top guys. Kenta, no offense because he's Japanese, but the one who can I see being a main event? Like they're all small guys, and none of them really have fucking.
Except Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen's huge. Steen's really huge.
Fat. He's fat, but I'm tall than Steen. Steen's like 5'10". He's tiny. Like, you know, he's not big at all. Like, I can see him getting pushed because of his size. I think Devitt could go quite far as well, but the fact that he's English, whatever, Irish. Will hinder him from ever being a world champion. But you know, he has the face paint. I think he will bring the face paint back for WrestleMania or something like that. That'll be epic when that happens. But Sami Zayn, they're just holding him back because they got nothing for him, and they just see him as a good drawing card for NXT. So he'll be in NXT for a little bit longer still. And Neville, he's just going to be a big, flashy, high-flying dude, a bit like Kofi Kingston probably, does some cool moves. May get some mid-card title runs, but I can't see him going any further than that. And who else? Yeah, well, that's about it. So I see Steen and Devitt, the major 2 out of the lot. Maybe Zayn, but they feel as though Zayn, they know he's good, but they just, just have him lose. Yeah, they just have him lose to other NXT. They just have him work with other NXT guys and lose to other NXT guys.
And then sometimes
they know they can put on a good match, but they don't really push him seriously. They get a good match out of Zayn, but we'll use him to put our other guy over. Like they had him lose to Titus O'Neil this week, I think, or something like that.
He lost? I thought he won. I didn't even bother to watch it because I just assumed he kind of won.
I think Titus won.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? This is shitty. Well, Titus, I can't really think he's good, but I can't take him seriously anymore. He's fucked.
Yeah.
It's hard to take him seriously.
And that shouldn't be the case. I mean, Titus O'Neil's fucking huge. He's fucking awesome. He can talk, he's funny, he's got all the skills. He may not be the best in the ring worker, but he's working on that.
And he has
I think he's got a lot better.
Yeah, and I don't know why they never saw anything in Titus O'Neil, and
It seemed like they did at first.
they missed an opportunity with the primetime players, but
Me too. They were a good tag team.
it's just another case of WWE fucking up, and it's good for me. I'm just getting frustrated. I'm kind of just worn out trying to fucking explain all their problems because we just go on for hours. It's just physically tiring thinking about it.
Yeah. So apparently Del Rio is
Who cares? Del Rio
I know, but he is apparently is about to reach a settlement with WWE, which is good for him. That means he can work and make money to put food on the table, which is always good. So good for him that the settlements.
Del Rio is very well off. He was making nearly 7 figures a year in WWE. Undeserved.
Yeah, it's true, but still, it's good that he can work and keep making money. It's good for.
It's good for AAA that they get someone like Del Rio. I think that's good for business.
But
and when Mysterio goes to AAA as well, that'll help them out as well.
Yeah, apparently WWE removed CM Punk's photos from their website. Last week, the official WWE website posted a gallery of highlights highlighting random Raw characters. One of the characters featured Dr. Kershaban, I don't know, Cody Barry, I don't know how to say the last names, WWE's manager of social media live events, who appeared as then WWE Champion's personal physician on December 31st, 2012 episode of Raw to declare that his patient would be unable to defend his title against Ryback against the following week's show due to knee injury. So what does that have to do with removing his photos? Oh wow, that's stupid.
I thought that was the guy who Del Rio slapped. I thought I read that. That doctor was the guy that Del Rio slapped backstage or something. I don't know.
Oh.
Something like that.
WWE retaped SmackDown? What? What's this? The Kofi Kingston versus Seth Rollins match will air on this Friday's SmackDown, and the match had to be retaped later on towards the end of the show. Apparently, the finish of both matches were bought some. The second match went a few minutes longer than the first match. This may be just for this week's SmackDown, but the Authorities, New Stooges, Joey Mercury, and wow, I'm having issues. Joey Mercury and Jamie Noble were in Rollins' corners to keep watch for Dean Ambrose. There was some speculation about Kane being injured after reports from all 3 WWE Live events last weekend noted that he did very little in the ring. Kane appeared to be fine on this week's Raw, and our correspondents and SmackDowns did not notice any problems with him. So apparently Kane's injured? I don't know. Who really cares? I kind of hope he is.
Who cares?
I hope he's injured.
I'm just about done with Kane. I like Kane, but I'm about done with you, mate.
Yeah. Karma talked about a WWE return.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, Karma's pretty cool. Hideo Itami reveals his WWE goals. This is going to be the last piece of news, then we're going to end the podcast. So, he says, I want to be world champion. I'd like to... What?
His goal, learn how to speak English.
Don't
get buried in the first 6 months.
Yeah, he says, I want to be a world champion, and I'd like to compete at WrestleMania. It's funny because the thought of making it first popped into my head about 10 years ago, around 2003, 2004. I thought about walking away from wrestling, and then I attended a WWE show in Japan. From that point forward, I was re-inspired to make it. So apparently Tommy or Kenta, whatever, wants to,
He won't be world champion, but he'll be on WrestleMania. So.
He'll be on WrestleMania as a jobber, basically. Probably in the Battle Royals and lose.
He's going to be something. He's going to be a good, upper mid carder. He'll win US titles. He'll win IC titles. I just can't see him being a world champion, which is fine. He doesn't have to be world champion to be successful. He's going to have a good career. But
I see him being like Ziggler, to be honest.
Just look at
Seth Rollins doesn't take that.
There's just so many cases of Japanese wrestlers failing. Like the only guy who really did any good, and he didn't even go that well, was Tajiri.
He didn't do anything.
Well, Tajiri had a pretty good career. But it's just so difficult
for Japanese wrestlers to get over because American fans don't connect with them, and that's the most important market. So, you know, look at Wade Barrett. He over as hell in England, comes to America, not so much.
He's actually pretty over here. He's over.
He was towards the end, and then he got injured. So when he comes back, he'll probably get nothing for a while, and he might bring it back. Who knows? But it's just a simple case, you know, like you're over in your country, you come to America, you don't really get over. Will Kenta get over? I think he'll get over to a degree. You know, he'll have some great matches, he'll have some good moments, but I don't think he's ever going to be world champion material because he's too small. He's Japanese, no offense, not being racist, but it's just a simple case, you know.
Yeah.
Hasn't been an English world heavyweight champion. Hasn't been a black world champion other than The Rock, if you can count The Rock. So WWE very picky. No, well, he was a WWE champion.
That's true.
Well, see, I don't think he's not the world champion.
He's the WEF champ or WWF champ or something like that. I don't know. I may be crazy, but I've read or didn't read it. I saw it on one of their things on the network that he was the first black world champion. I saw it on the network, so I don't know. But
yeah, there's not going to be. It's so hard for someone overseas to make it in the WWE. So they're very picky about who they choose as their world champion. So as a world champion, unlikely, but as a good career, yeah, I think Kenta will go pretty well. He'll have a good career.
So that's the end of the podcast. Let us or drop a comment. Letting us know. Yeah, I know, nearly 2 hours. Drop a comment letting us know what you thought of anything we talked about. Share it. Subscribe to this channel for more podcasts coming every weekend with usually sometimes special guests like Brennan Plays or MathWiz97X, which is next week, hopefully. And my special guest, or my co-host, Insidious Gaming's here usually, but dislocated shoulder. Don't know if he'll be here next week, maybe. Follow me on Twitter at EHWrestling78. Subscribe to this channel. Follow my co-host who should be here. He would be here if he didn't have shoulder injuries, so go follow him on Twitter at Insidious Gaming and on YouTube at Insidious Gaming. And Brennan, shout out your stuff in the forums and all that.
Yeah, just a Twitter, Brennan Plays. We've got the website, brennanplays.com. Join up the forums, discuss wrestling over there. It's good.
Not as much as I used to be. I try to be there.
Yeah, and I have the YouTube channel. We've got nearly 12,000 subscribers, so that's pretty cool.
Congrats.
So that channel is Brennan Plays. So check it out if you want, and I'll see you over there.
Yep, congrats on 12K subs. Go join the forum.
Not there yet, but yeah, 200 away.
Really congrats. And if you can make the podcast next weekend, you can come on too, I guess. And with that, I guess we're out. Peace.
See ya.